Alice and David stood at departure gate. Alice felt fear as David held tickets. David looked at Alice with quiet sadness. Alice watched David while boarding call echoed. He tried smiling, but his eyes shook. She wanted time to suddenly stop moving. He walked forward without turning back once. She felt the space growing slowly larger. He disappeared behind the bright gate doors. She stood alone with a heavy heart. Alice and David reached different lonely places. Alice entered her apartment without David beside her. David arrived in a small hotel room alone. Alice looked at her silent phone screen. He placed his suitcase near the empty bed. She waited for David to send message. David finally sent short text to Alice. She smiled but felt deep distance inside. He stared at ceiling, thinking about her. She slept holding phone close to heart. Alice and David woke at different hours. Alice prepared coffee while David was sleeping. David rushed to work as Alice rested. Alice checked phone, hoping message from David. He missed her call during busy meeting. She watched clock, feeling growing frustration. He finally replied with short, tired words. She read message and felt small hurt. He thought she understood his hard day. She wondered why distance felt heavier now. Alice and David planned special video call tonight. Alice waited early while David finished late. David promised Alice he would call soon. Alice prepared dinner and placed phone nearby. He saw her missed call after work. She watched
Oh my God, I can't believe
as
this.
minutes
This changes
passed
everything.
slowly. He felt stress and chose quick shower. She thought he forgot their special plan. He finally called, but voice sounded cold. She answered softly, hiding quiet disappointment. Alice and David spoke less every day. Alice asked David if something felt wrong. David told Alice he was only tired. Alice felt words becoming shorter and colder. He focused more on work than calls. She waited longer before sending messages. He replied late with simple, cold sentences. She stared at chats, feeling quiet fear. He believed space would fix everything. She she feared space was breaking everything. Alice and David argued during late call. Alice told David she felt alone. David told Alice she did not understand. Alice said David was slowly changing. He raised his voice and sounded frustrated. She felt tears falling silently down. He accused her of not trusting him. She said distance was hurting her deeply. He ended call without saying goodbye. She stared at dark screen in shock. Alice and David did not speak next day. Alice waited for David to call first. David looked at phone but stayed silent. Alice walked alone, remembering happier days. He missed her voice but felt proud. She opened old photos of David. He read old messages from Alice. She cried quietly, missing his warmth. He realized silence was hurting both hearts. She whispered his name in empty room. Alice and David finally faced honest truth. Alice called David with shaking hands. David answered Alice with quiet voice. Alice told David she still loved him. He listened carefully and breathed slowly. She admitted fear made her angry before. He said distance never changed his heart. She heard warmth returning in his tone. He promised visit date very soon. She smiled softly, feeling hope again.